we lived sustainably. I didn't realise when I was growing up that we were living sustainably because we always had vegetables and fruit trees. And Mum taught me how to pickle and make jams, and we were always told to switch off the lights and use less water. I'm Dr. Kim Liu. I am general practitioner and I'm the co-chair of Doctors for the Environment New South Wales. I'm a Westie. I spent my childhood in Liverpool. My parents are Buddhists and we always had great respect, and we still have great respect for all plants, animals and all creatures. My mum's a social worker and she was always passionate about social justice. She worked with our First Nations people and refugees, and I've grown up on the shoulders of my mother.
It breaks my heart when I see my patients because they're like my family. They're being punished by the smoke and heat. And I have felt powerless, but I've gone to government for the last 5 years, state and federal, and it looks as though we have no health policies to deal with climate change federally.
I didn't know I would start loving to speak at rallies, actually.
She's had a very important role in getting people active, really. She's got a fantastic amount of enthusiasm and drive.
I think healthcare workers and doctors in particular are quite a trusted community voice. It's good to have well-known and well-respected parts of the community that are voicing their opinions on, or I guess informed expertise on climate change.
Rallies, marches, these events that are organised where there is a mass of people who care about the same thing is empowering for us. To see so many people who care about climate change, even working within our own groups, we don't actually see the number of people who actually care. I work in Western Sydney where we are often 6 to 10 degrees hotter than the rest of Sydney. And this summer, parts of Penrith and Richmond reached almost 50 degrees. I treat patients holistically so that with most illnesses, we know people can improve if they eat the right food at the right time and if they exercise. 5 to 6 years ago, I realised that if they exercise in the heat or when it's polluted, they'll become sicker. I felt powerless. How could I actually treat my patients effectively if the world we're living in is becoming hotter and more polluted?
It's hard when you're a doctor to be doing some of this advocacy, you know. Kim's got a very busy job and she's got a lot of patients and it's stressful, you know. I mean, if we had, you know, even 100 people that were to the same degree of dedication as Kim has had, we would see a different world already.
Climate change is such a complex problem. Once you understand the implications of it, it can be depressing as an individual. And working in a community or within a group has helped sustain me and my mental health. When I bought this house, I've done everything to try to insulate this house by planting trees, putting in LED lights, then later on putting in panels and having a battery, and finally I bought my electric car last year. I have 5 raised garden beds and I try to grow most of the food we eat. It's not always successful.
I think growing our own vegetables and the recent introduction of chickens, it's been a way to have active involvement or direct action in living more sustainably. And I think that has been an ongoing thing throughout our lives.
Even before I had the panels and the battery, my power bill was around $450 per quarter. Once I actually had the panels and batteries, it was $64 a quarter. And since I've had my electric car, my winter power bill for the house and the car was $240 for the quarter. Saving the environment and saving money is easy to do, but it needs the policies from government to support corporations and individuals to do this.
We need to talk to all our friends, our families, our neighbours, people outside our tribes. We need to have every vote for climate change. We need to have the political will for a livable world, and we need a healthy planet for healthy people. Thank you.
We know that community cohesion is probably the most important thing that we need to foster within advocacy. A climate movement needs to be inclusive. Those of us who can afford to do the advocacy have an ethical responsibility to advocate for those who can't. So excluding sectors of my family or my friends who are not completely on board with my advocacy would not be the right thing to do. We don't gain anything by division. I approach each family member and every friend with something that they care about, because everything that we can care about will at some stage be impacted by climate change.